Attorney Tony Busby, who represents the 24 women who have now filed civil suits against Deshaun Watson, he issued a statement Wednesday indicating he's going to add the Houston Texans as defendants in the civil suit. That's due to their reported role in providing Watson with hotel rooms for massages. Shannon, what's your reaction?
Well, for me, Skip, it's just hard for me to believe that the Texans knew that in the process of helping Deshaun Watson get hotel room or secure massage therapists, that they had any idea that this was going on. Now, maybe Tony Busby say, well, if you didn't know, you should have known. But it's just hard for me to believe. Now, I'm not surprised that, there's we have a high-profile quarterback. And a lot of high-profile people, Skip, make you sign those even when you enter into their homes. So I'm not surprised Deshaun Watson, being who he is, had people to sign non-disclosure agreements. But for me, look, I guess you just throw as much, and then the Texans like, well, we don't really want any part of this. We'd just go ahead and settle anyway. But, Skip, it's just hard for me to believe the Texans knew that this was going on in the process of helping Deshaun Watson get rooms, or did they help him secure a massage therapist? Because if I can assure you, if the Broncos or the Ravens, I'm like, if I just get to town, Skip, do y'all know anybody who can they recommend somebody to me, and then they turn around and they get sued. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer, and so I don't want to, that's above my expertise, but it's just hard for me to believe that the Houston Texans knew that in the process of helping Deshaun Watson, get a hotel room, or maybe they reached out and did any massage therapists in the Houston area, that they knew this was going on. It's just hard for me to believe that. And so by bringing them on, Tony Busby got a smoking gun, because he's going to have to prove that they knew this was happening.
Yep. You might be right about everything you just said. I don't know, but I do know this. This story gets uglier by the day.
Yeah.
It's more sordid by the day. It becomes a bigger and bigger problem for this league in its decision of what to do with Deshaun's ability to play or not play next year. It gets worse and harder and worse and harder.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony Busby, the attorney for the alleged victims, yes, says, we believe the Texans organization was well aware of Watson's issues but failed to act. He goes on to say they knew, or certainly should have known, the Houston Texans organization provided rooms for Watson at the high-end Houstonian hotel for his, quote, massages. The Texans also provided massage tables and other support for Watson's proclivities, ostensibly to protect their, quote, unquote, asset. Okay, so that's his side. And he says he's going to add the Houston Texans to the civil suit.
Right.
And he goes on to say that the non-disclosures were provided by the director of security by the Texans. It was upon his suggestion that Deshaun start this, because one of the alleged victims had posted his info just to get even with him on Instagram. Right. So that started this.
Right.
And it was his suggestion, according to Busby, that they used the Houstonian as a place for him to meet a number of different.
And therefore, they don't come into your home.
Right. Okay. There you go. Okay, and then Busby has leaped upon the fact this New York Times story was a bombshell, and I told you it's going to resonate on Madison Avenue in New York with the NFL home office. But the one that Busby has leaped upon is the reporting that Rusty Hardin, obviously Deshaun's attorney, had regular dialogue with Harris County Assistant DA Jonna Stallings ahead of the grand jury proceedings, and that Stallings and Hardin met at Hardin's office, spoke over the phone 12 times, and exchanged more than 24 text messages, which Busby is suggesting is out of bounds.
Right.
And he says that he felt duped by this sort of association between the two of them, that he only had one quick phone call with her just to do the lay of the land.
Right.
And Hardin goes on to say that this was just business as usual for him. And he says, I also wanted to know if she, what's her name, Jonna Stallings, if Jonna Stallings was going to have an open mind about the facts, or whether she already had made her mind up. So he said it took him a number of phone calls and meetings to figure out, is she open-minded to what we have to show in the grand jury proceeding. Okay, so it raises more and more questions about the sort of the legitimacy of the grand jury proceeding. And then the other bombshell from Busby yesterday was that he says that he took a deposition, so this has to be somewhere in public record, in which a Houston police investigator testified that the department office was, quote, convinced that Watson had committed more than 10 sexual crimes.
Right.
Well, that didn't come out in the grand jury proceedings.
Right.
So Busby is saying, why didn't it come out? So here we go. The point is, it's starting to feel more and more like Deshaun's going to get suspended for more than just half the season.
Well, I just say the thing is, but it also seems like Busby is trying to try this case in the court of public opinion.
You can argue.
And so instead of a public, in that as opposed to a courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, look, whatever evidence you have, go into a courtroom, present that, 12 men and women, or maybe just a judge.
Well, that already happened twice to
Right.
two different grand juries within the Houston vicinity.
Right. And so, but like you said, if the Texans didn't know, they should have known. Skip, for me, look, I once, and a lot of times, and people are like, well, damn, a lot has happened to you. Yeah, it has. Skip, my girlfriend and I, at the time I was dating, she wanted a fur coat. And you know me, I was like, okay, fine. But I was also in the process of having a child. And I was like, and I started talking, I was like, well, hold on. Fur coat, we got to get baby furniture, yada, yada, yada. How about we take that? But I had already bought the coat. So I wanted to take the coat back. The people didn't want to take the coat back. I called Mr. Bowling. I said, Mr. Bowling.
You were playing for
I was playing for the Broncos.
All
This was 93.
Yep.
I called Mr. Bowling. I said, Mr. Bowling, I said, I made a mistake. He said, what? He said, what'd you do, 84? I said, I bought a fur coat. My girlfriend's about to have a baby. We bought furniture, and I overextended myself. I said, I want to take the fur coat back.
Yep.
And they won't take it back. He gave me his attorney's name, Rich Slipka. If you don't believe it, call him and ask him. I called him and asked him. They said, well, Shannon, they made some modifications to the jacket, but they're willing to give you all but
So he called on your behalf.
He called on my behalf.
That helped.
They gave me all the money back about $1,500 because they did make some alterations because she was a smaller woman. I wasn't going to get anything back. But Mr. B made a call and the attorney made a call and I got the lion's share of my money back. So if you're a good player, you're in good standing with the team will help you.
Absolutely.
I would like to think if I needed a room, Skip, went to the Super Bowl. Hey, I need a room out here in San Francisco. Okay, they got me a room. They got me a suite so I can watch the game. That's what happened. They don't know what I was going to be doing in the hotel room, Skip. So to make that leap, to say if they didn't know, they should have known, I think that's a leap. I'm not saying I don't know what they knew. Maybe he can prove it. Maybe he has more depositions or smoking guns that can prove that they did know. But I don't know. It's just like you said, it's getting, this is like one of those movies that's on A&E. This is gonna make for a hell of a documentary one day, Skip. You know there's gonna be a documentary. You know there's gonna be a movie, right? There's gonna be a 30 for 30. You know that, Skip.
You better believe
okay.
It will be.
I'm just making sure.
It may be in the works as we speak.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's what it's gonna be. That.
And to quote you yesterday, the commissioner makes $50-odd million, and he's going to earn his keep on this one.
On this one.
Yep.
And whatever punishment he doles out is not going to be enough for some. Whatever it is, Skip, it could be a year. They're going to say it should have been 2 years. He should never be allowed to play in the NFL. He gives them 8 games, and they're going to be marching up and down Madison Avenue. Mm-hmm. So he's not going to be able to appease, but you got to go with, hey, this is what I feel that's best in the interest of the league, and I got to protect the league, and this is my decision. Deshaun might appeal it. He might not.
So in the end, what compounds all the issue is that the Cleveland Browns gave Deshaun Watson $230 guaranteed million, way beyond any quarterback salary before that.
Any salary that's guaranteed. I don't know if you guaranteed that, but it took 4 or 5 players to get that kind of guarantee. Because think about what they just gave Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp. And that might not even be half of what Deshaun got guaranteed.
Oh, it's not even close. Okay, and that prompted a couple of the alleged victims on HBO Real Sports, as we saw, say, hey, we took that as one big
slap in the face,
right? Mm-hmm. Yep, got it.
Just, man. Drip, 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 drip. They just, every time they leak out, something else comes out, like, damn. Whew.
The Texans have responded saying they had no knowledge of any wrongdoing by Deshaun Watson, gentlemen, and that they will continue to fully cooperate with this investigation. All right, when we return here on Undisputed, who has been the real MVP of these NBA finals? We're going to break it all down when we return.